woman.
Girl.
You make this decision. What is the moment? What is the trigger for you to think, I want to reconnect now? Did something happen? Did you just...
I got kids. Well, a kid. I got a kid.
At that time.
And you're going to think this is really nuts. But
Never.
I really wanted him to swab the side of his mouth so I could do the 23andMe thing. I really care about my ancestry. I'm trying to figure out all of this stuff because I want to know where we're from. Like, you know what I mean? That all that kind of stuff means a lot to me. So I was thinking about that, but above anything, really thinking about like, what a better time to connect with him. And if he says yes, great. If he says no, great. I was okay with, you know.
You think he would have said no?
You just never know.
But did it occur to you? Did you think?
Yes.
Say my name, say my name. Kind of shade. Baby, I heard you. I'm here to serve you. How I love him for his generosity. My man, my man, my man.
She said,
You don't know what you mean to me. Baby, I'ma be a motivation.
You know, my mom was a hard worker. She was a housekeeper and nanny my life. And it was a transitional time where I moved from being with my mom to with Tina and Matthew and B and so on. She said, I knew when you told me that you had a dream, I had to figure out how you were going to get to this dream. This is a part of it and you have to go.
Oh, honey, grab your seats and hold on to your wigs because what I'm about to spill about Miss Kelly Rowland will have you shook. We all know her as that fierce queen from Destiny's Child, serving looks and vocals like nobody's business. But baby, that glitter ain't all gold. Let me tell you, her life story is juicier than a Georgia peach, and I've got all the tea. We're talking scandals that'll make your jaw drop, family drama that'll have you clutching your pearls, and honey, some secrets that are spicier than your mama's hot sauce. Trust and believe. Becoming an icon isn't just about those Grammy moments and red carpet slays. There's a whole mess of drama behind those designer curtains. So get comfortable, grab your favorite drink, and let your edges be snatched as we spill the real tea about Miss Kelly Rowland. Let's rewind this tape back to where it all began. Because baby, this story, it's everything. Born Calendria Trene Rowland on February 11th, 1981 in Atlanta, Georgia, Kelly's story starts with more drama than a reality TV show finale.
Hey, I'm Kelly Rowland, and I'll tell you all the reasons why I'm very proud to be from
Chilly, those early years, let me tell you, it wasn't what you'd expect. Her mama, Miss Doris, she was out here hustling, working as a nanny and housekeeper, trying to make ends meet. And her daddy, Christopher Lovett, honey, he was barely a footnote in the story.
Me growing up with my mom, my dad being in and out of my life.
Now hold on to your seats, because this is where things get real messy. Behind those closed doors, life wasn't just tough. It was toxic. We're talking domestic abuse, y'all. It got so bad that Mama Doris had to grab little Kelly and run, leaving Atlanta behind for Houston, Texas. But wait, this tea is about to get even hotter. By the time Kelly was just 7 years old, 7, y'all, Mama Doris made a decision that would change everything. She let Kelly move in with the Knowles family. Yes, those Knowles. Beyonce's parents, Matthew and Tina, became Kelly's legal guardians, and baby, that's when the story really starts cooking.
My life. And it was a transitional time where I moved from being with my mom to with Tina and Matthew and B and so on. She said, I knew when you told me that you had a dream, I had to figure out how you were going to get to this dream. This is a part of it and you have to go.
From that moment on, Kelly and Beyonce were closer than peanut butter and jelly, growing up like real sisters. And let me tell you, they weren't just playing house. They were laying the foundation for something legendary.
Meeting the Knowles family and having this space of a new family, you know what I mean? And still, of course, having my mom there and having, you know, my two moms and a father type figure there too.
These two little divas, they were inseparable. They formed a group called Girls Time, and honey, they were out here working harder than a pastor on Easter Sunday. But don't think success just fell into their laps like manna from heaven. Child, let's talk about setbacks. They went on Star Search and lost in front of the whole nation. Can you imagine that kind of embarrassment? But did that stop our girls? Oh no, honey. These little queens weren't about to let one no hold them back.
Just go back to it one more time for me to get some more footage. Just get the strongest harmony parts. I just need a few more minutes of footage, that's all.
The children of the world.
They kept pushing, performing anywhere that would have them, staying focused like a laser beam on that dream. By the time Kelly was 5 or 6, she was already serving face and vocals in church, making the congregation get their entire life.
Your challenges are a young group from Houston. Welcome, Ativia, Nina, Key, Ashley, the hip-hop girls time.
It was her choir instructor who first spotted that raw talent, and baby Kelly held on to that encouragement like it was the last piece of chicken at a family reunion. Sometimes all it takes is one person to see your shine and help you polish it.
I remember having this big, ugly white dress on. You know, the ones they give you when you small and you got the little matching frilly sock go with it.
Little Easter.
Singing, singing my first solo. And she was like, she told my mom, oh, she can do it. I know she can do it. And I get up there and I had such a great time singing. And I was like, it was a moment. I remember exactly what the audience looked like. I can see it right now. So it's like, I knew what that feeling felt like, and I knew that's where I wanted to be. I knew that's what I wanted to be.
That's amazing. Do you remember what you were singing?
Yes, it was, I want to walk and talk with Jesus. Yes.
Fast forward a few years, and by age 10, y'all, Kelly was already part of what would become the legendary Destiny's Child. But let me tell you something, getting that record deal? Chile, it was harder than trying to catch a greased pig. Rejection after rejection had them questioning everything. But finally, Columbia Records saw the light in 1997, and honey, that's when everything changed.
Who was the first person that said, oh, you can actually sing, you should use that?
My choir instructor.
How old were you?
6, maybe 5 or 6, wow. 5, 6, 7, like in that age range.
When Destiny's Child hit the scene in the late 90s, they didn't just arrive, they arrived. When No, No, No Part 2 dropped in 1998, baby, it was over for everybody else. The industry wasn't ready.
It was more so like, because it took us a while to get our record deal, for some people it was like, oh yeah, y'all and y'all little record deal. Oh yeah, y'all and y'all little music thing. Let me make it very clear. One should never little anybody's anything.
I know that's right.
It's such a disrespect. Like, I think that we kind of just do that naturally. Oh, I'm gonna go to this little thing that's such and such. It's not little. When someone gets an opportunity to do something, it's an opportunity, which makes it big for them, and you delight in that moment for them with them, because it ain't little. Like, little is when you're belittling something or someone, and it's fine. People did that. My, I have to tell you.
Let me tell you about the first time they heard their song on the radio. This story gives me chills. Picture it. All the girls packed in a car, cruising through Houston to pick up Solange, when suddenly, bam, No, No, No starts playing. Chile, that car turned into a whole carnival. They were screaming, crying, probably giving their poor driver a migraine. Now listen here, Destiny's Child wasn't just another girl group. Oh no, they were a whole movement. Grannies were getting their life to their music, millions of records were flying off the shelves, and fans, baby, they were living. Kelly, Beyonce, and Michelle became the blueprint for success. And get this, by 18, Miss Kelly was already a millionaire. But honey, behind all that glitter and glamour, there was more drama than a Tyler Perry movie. The group went through more changes than a chameleon in a rainbow factory, with members coming and going like it was a revolving door.
If y'all riding in the car picking up Solange, that's the first time y'all heard
No
on the radio. Everybody is tripping. But how did the people around you change? Because it doesn't seem like y'all changed. But I'm sure Fame, all of a sudden people like, oh, wait a minute. Like, they're really making it. How did people around you change, and how did that change you as a teenage girl? Probably just wanted acceptance like all of us.
Well, you know, it was more so like...
And Chile, while all this was happening, the rumor mill was working overtime about Matthew Knowles' management style. There were whispers about favoritism, power struggles, and enough behind-the-scenes drama to fill a whole season of reality TV. But hold on to your wigs, because Kelly had one last bomb to drop. During a concert in Barcelona, she announced that Destiny's Child was done. The fans were gagged. The girls tried to keep it cute, saying there was no bad blood, but Chile. Whether everyone bought that story is another cup of tea entirely. When Destiny's Child called it quits, Kelly was nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs about going solo. Can you blame her? Going from being part of the biggest girl group in history to standing on your own? That's scarier than your mama finding out you didn't defrost the chicken.
I like that when you heard that they'd shot a video for a song you sang on Without You.
I was like, nah, you playing. I was like, hold on. I was like, it's not true. Then we got another call and we heard it again. Then the next thing I'm looking at BET. The premiere of Destiny's Child's new video, Say My Name. That's how we heard about it.
In 2002, Kelly dropped her debut album, Simply Deep and Baby. The world wasn't ready for what she was serving. And that dilemma track with Nelly, honey, everyone and their mama was in their feelings over that one. The album did its thing, but more importantly, it was about Kelly finding her crown and learning to wear it. But chilly, behind the scenes, it was messier than a toddler with spaghetti. In 2009, Kelly made a move that had everyone's jaw on the floor. She fired Matthew Knowles. Yes, Beyonce's daddy. The streets were buzzing with rumors about tension brewing for years. Kelly kept it classy and didn't say a word, but honey, actions speak louder than words. She was done being anybody's sidekick. Now let's dive into some real daddy drama, because this part of Kelly's story will have you reaching for the tissues. Kelly spent most of her childhood without her father, and that absence left more scars than a catfight at a nail salon. Those trust issues followed her around like a shadow, especially when it came to men.
What started sort of the rift that ultimately had you leave the group?
I mean, ultimately, it was management. He did get kind of loud, and I don't know the right word to say it right now, but it's not a way you would want somebody treating your 18-year-old daughter fresh out of the hospital from stomach flu and dehydration. It just started getting more to where I guess I wasn't saying anything, like I said. I was just taking it, and like you said, I'm on the outside, and I'm around everybody, their whole family, and Michelle has her family who's like all God-fearing in a church, and they stick together, and I'm kind of like the one out left or whatever, and I've been taking care of myself and holding my family down, so I kind of felt like I was a little bit like, okay, you need to be happy to be here, so just take it. I did, until I was tired of taking it, and not from management, and not, like I said, from someone who you don't want talking to your daughter that way or dealing with your daughter, because my father had issues.
But through all that chaos, Destiny's Child stuck it out long enough to give their fans the perfect farewell. Their swan song, Destiny Fulfilled, in 2004.
But hold up, because this tea is about to get piping hot. Fast forward to Kelly being all grown up, married with her own babies, when she decided it was time to face her past. After all those years of living her life without him, she was ready to get some answers. And baby, she wasn't playing around. She showed up to their meeting with a 23andMe kit. Talk about coming prepared.
No, I think that it's nervous and scary and, anxious, and what are they gonna think? It's one voice instead of three, all these different things. And yeah, it drives you a little like mad for a second till you just wrap your head around it.
Who helped you get over that fear, or what helps you get over that fear? I can imagine you.
Yeah, but you have no choice really, because it's happening. You know what I mean? It's just like,
this is coming.
Yeah, this is coming. It's gonna happen, regardless. I had to keep up with this moving train. That's really how it went.
This wasn't some Hallmark movie reunion, honey. Kelly had questions, and she wanted answers. When they finally met face to face, emotions were running higher than your blood pressure after too much sweet tea. There was anger, relief, confusion, and surprisingly, understanding. When Kelly started peeling back the layers of his story and learning about his PTSD, she began to see the bigger picture.
That probably has to do with trust, right? Because looking at you talk about having daddy issues and abandonment issues, it's like...
All that time I'm protecting myself, you know what I mean? Kelly revealed. But in all the time that I'm protecting myself, I'm also going through the most tumultuous relationships, choosing the wrongest dudes. It didn't fix everything, but it gave Kelly a whole new perspective on her daddy issues and those trust problems that had been following her around like a bad penny. But just when Kelly thought she was getting her life together, tragedy struck like lightning. Her mama Doris passed away shortly after Kelly became a mother herself, and baby, that loss hit harder than a ton of bricks. Losing the one woman who had always been her rock left a hole bigger than the Grand Canyon in her heart.
Grown woman, you make this decision. What is the moment? What is the trigger for you to think, I want to reconnect now? Did something happen? Did you just...
I got kids. Well, a kid. I got a kid.
At that time.
And you're going to think this is really nuts. But
Never.
I really wanted him to swab the side of his mouth so I could do the 23andMe thing. I really care about my ancestry. history. I'm trying to figure out all of this stuff because I want to know where we're from. Like, you know what I mean? That all that kind of stuff means a lot to me. So I was thinking about that, but above anything, really thinking about like, what a better time to connect with him. And if he says yes, great. If he says no, great. I was okay with, you know.
You think he would have said no?
You just never know.
But did it occur to you? Did you think?
Yes.
Through all that heartbreak, Kelly found her peace in the love of her own family. She married Tim Weatherspoon, a man who's been steadier than a rock in a storm. And while she took his name legally, she kept serving us that Rowland magic professionally. Together, they built a beautiful family with 2 precious babies, and even though life had dealt her some rough cards, those little ones became her new source of joy. But don't think Kelly was sitting around playing house. She was out here making moves. She became a judge on X Factor in both the US and UK, took her talents to The Voice Australia, and baby, they ate her up like Sunday dinner. Fans couldn't get enough of her supportive vibe and that ear for talent. Kelly was serving everything from mentorship to sass and doing it all with style. And hold up, because the grind didn't stop there. Kelly took her talents to the screen, turning heads when she portrayed the legendary Gladys Knight in American Soul on Biet.
I remember thinking about what if he doesn't respond.
So you even thought about that? I never even thought
about it. What if he doesn't respond? I remember walking to meet him. My feet got heavy. I mean, he showed up, but even still, like I had all these things I wanted to say. I was going to go in on this man. Why weren't you there? Why didn't you such and such? I can't believe what you, like I knew and it was all spewing.
So you had anger. You had anger.
I kid you not. The moment I walked in there, I saw his face. I saw how old he was. I saw time. I said, something said, be quiet. I was quiet. I let this man talk for 2 hours. 2 hours he needed to get out everything that he needed to get out. And he still kept talking. And then, you know, it was like certain things that he told me like fit the other side of a part of a story that my mom had told me. You know what I mean? But I'm like, well, that doesn't add up and this part doesn't quite make any sense. And why did you try to find me? You know, and he did. But I realized in the course of that time of my being mad at him, I'd also set boundaries up for myself. Like I said, when me and the girls would go on tour, I made sure to have a meeting with the security guards. Like if a man comes to the gate and he says his name is this, do not. Like I set up my boundaries because I didn't know what he was going to bring into my life. And I was like, I'm good right now. So all that time, I'm protecting myself. You know what I mean? But in all the time that I'm protecting myself, I'm also going through the most tumultuous relationships, choosing the wrongest dudes to be around.
Chile, she had the chops to play a soul music icon.
Losing my mom after I had my son, my husband being awesome, that he's really a G for just helping me figure it out.
And let's not forget she showed us her comedy skills too.
I'm talking about a national television show written, produced, and owned by Black.
Remember that Christmas classic, Merry Little Christmas Baby?
Rowland, and I'm playing Gladys Knight on American Soul. Playing Gladys in this series, one, is an honor because she has been in the game for so long and she still has so much grace, so much class, so much love for music. She still sings as if she just started yesterday, and I admire that and I love that about her. She was the first artist performed on Soul Train. The relationship that her and Don Cornelius had was a real understanding of deep love for Black people and music and keeping our culture alive, making it extremely relevant, popular at that time. Like, they don't even know what they did. I'm sure Don Cornelius knows, God rest his soul, but like what he did to our culture, for our culture, was so incredibly important and impactful and necessary.
That track blew up so big it turned into a whole franchise with sequels like Merry Little Christmas Wedding. Kelly had the acting game on lock. But wait, let's talk about Coachella 2018. Baby, when Kelly, Beyonce, and Michelle reunited for that mini Destiny's Child moment, the world stopped spinning. They came out in matching outfits, serving hits like Lose My Breath.
I'm not married, so I'm not wearing a ring.
I'm sorry, but Jesus has my heart.
And Say My Name, reminding everyone why Destiny's Child is the blueprint for girl groups everywhere. The energy was more electric than a lightning storm. But Kelly wasn't living in the past, honey. She kept the music coming hot with tracks like Crown and Kelly. Straight fire. She was out here collaborating with heavy hitters like David Guetta and Calvin Harris, mixing R&B with dance pop like nobody's business. Now let me tell you about what went down at Cannes Film Festival, because Chile, Kelly was gliding up that red carpet, serving looks that could melt cameras when suddenly, drama. A security guard, instead of giving her the usual VIP treatment, had the audacity to rush Kelly up those stairs like she was some kind of afterthought. And yes, this happened right in front of the cameras.
How about we do a trial run just to see what happens?
Okay.
Baby, when Kelly spoke out later, she wasn't just annoyed, she was livid. She called out the racial profiling, pointing out how women who didn't look like her got their moment to shine while she was pushed aside like yesterday's news. I stood my ground, Kelly said, not backing down for a second. If you weren't already paying attention, now you are. There's a boundary, and I don't let people cross it. The guard's colleagues tried to clean up the mess, claiming she was just doing her job, but Kelly wasn't having any of that. For her, this wasn't about following rules. It was about respect. A black woman on the red carpet shouldn't have to fight to be seen. Social media exploded faster than a pressure cooker with that clip of Kelly pointing her finger, serving all that fire. It sparked debates about racism and celebrity treatment that had everyone choosing sides. Some folks were living for Kelly standing up for herself, while others tried to play it down. But those memes, honey, they were more legendary than your grandma's secret recipe. Through all the noise, Kelly stood firm like an oak tree in a hurricane, using her platform to shine a light on how black women are often treated in these high-profile spaces. That Cannes moment wasn't just another viral clip. It was Kelly Rowland showing the world that she will always speak up and make her voice heard. Today, Kelly Rowland is worth a cool $30 million. Proof that talent and business savvy pay off. Whether she's topping charts, acting her heart out, or being a devoted mama, she'll be remembered for her grace, determination, and that boundary-pushing career. And while fans are sitting on pins and needles waiting for her next album, one thing's for certain, Kelly Rowland isn't done making waves, and honey, we are here for it.